So my name is Nana Young. I'm currently a business major here with a focus in entrepreneurship, and I'm the founder of Get Girls Going. So before we get into a little bit about what Get Girls Going is, I want to share a story about Serena, who happens to be a mentee in our program currently. Serena is a senior at Lowell Vocational High, and when Serena started Get Girls Going, she was a really shy individual. And she really couldn't answer questions like, what do I want to be when I grow up, or what's my purpose in life, or how do I currently overcome the obstacles that I'm going through. And with the help of GGG and with her mentor, she has grown tremendously. And Serena is now able to answer those questions. Serena will be going to Northern Essex University next fall, and then we'll be transferring to UMass Lowell to major in English with a concentration in creative writing. So we're really proud of her. But getting back to Get Girls Going. Get Girls Going is a nonprofit that works to maximize the success of teen girls by empowering them through mentorship, education, and wellness. So our mission statement is we support, we overcome, and we impact. So not only do we want to support the girls that we're working with, but we want to help them. We want to help them and give them the tools that they need to overcome the obstacles that they're going through, and then to go back into their community and to impact someone else. So what our problem was, or what we found was a pain was in our community, was that 1 out of every young 3 people don't have a trusted adult or to go to for guidance or support. So we found out that when guidance does exist, that 55% of them are more likely to go to college, and that 90% of them are more likely to become mentors to someone else when they're older, and then 130% of them are more likely to become leaders. And that's something that we want to hone in on at Get Girls Going, is that we want to create women leaders. So then we thought of, how do we solve this problem, and where is there an opportunity for us to come in as an organization? So we looked at other programs, national programs like Big Brother, Big Sister, Girls Inc., Boys and Girls Club, and being a member of all 3 of those programs when I was younger, I kind of knew a little bit about what those programs did. And so we found out that there was an opportunity there to still affect our customer segment, right? Teen girls, minority girls who are struggling and going through things, but also want to do something in life. So we created this part of our program, which includes all these things. And we make sure that our girls complete these things, and we offer these things to our girls. So then how do we impact is our solution? So we really thought about it in 3 different ways, right? What enables us to do what we do? How do we structure our organization? How does our organization serve our girls? So what really enables us is our stories. And we all have stories, and I think it was my personal story that made me think of Get Girls Going, right? How do I help girls that are going through things that I went through in high school and help them overcome? In our organization, we created a model platform. So Get Girls Going is not just something to exist in Lowell or to exist in Worcester or New York, but it's to exist nationally. We want to make sure that this can be taken and then taken to, if you go to Northeastern University, you can take this model of Get Girls Going and open up a chapter there. And then our services. So we offer our services to our girls, and that's how our organization is able to help the members in our program. So how will we impact is our proposal. And so we're asking for $6,000. And this is the rough budget of what we need to run a whole year of Get Girls Going. So this past year was our pilot year. So we worked with, we started off with 5 girls and 5 mentors. We got down to 3 girls and 3 mentors. So we're servicing 6 girls right now, just a pilot to see how it's going to work. So next year we plan to serve 10 high school girls and with 10 college mentors. So this is our budget for if we were to have 20 members in our program. So we're asking for 50% of the key components of our program, which are the bonding sessions, the Saturday workshops, and our kickoff event, as well as our gala. Things like that. Yep. Do you have anything to say? No? Okay.
Right on time.
Cool.
Could you go back to the last, that screen right there. Could you just sort of break down, like you have bonding sessions times 10, so that would be $400 a bonding session. Where does the $400 per bonding session actually go? Like, how was that spent?
Okay, so our bonding session starts off, our bonding sessions are pretty much like every mentor and mentee gets to go on a bonding session. So they get to do 10 for the year. So if we have 10 girls, that's 10 times 10, and then we allocate about $40 to $60 per bonding session that they go to.
And what is the $40 to $60 for?
So our bonding sessions consist of like just going out to dinner, maybe watching a movie, like ice skating, painting. So we have activities, cost of activities pretty much, and transportation there. So yep.
Okay, and is that pretty much how you would explain the other expenses as well? Is that how they all break out?
Yep. So like our workshops are the same. The workshops are all the group together. So that's when we'll have all 20 girls in the e-board come together and do a workshop. We would supply lunch for them, and then like breakfast, snacks, and just materials to do whatever activity that you're doing.
And what happens in the workshops?
So the workshops are very different every other Saturday.
Yeah.
They range from pretty much hone in on the key things to our program and what we're trying to accomplish. So we would have like a workshop on career goals, and we would have people come in and talk about different careers that women are involved in that we don't really know about. There was a workshop on this past semester on finding out who you are, what type of leader that you are. We're gonna have this year, 2 weeks from now, a financial one. So it's just different, but it's just everything that has to do kind of with our mission.
How are you identifying the resources for the workshops?
So a lot of the resources comes from just the e-board in itself. So we previously had an outreach team that would reach out to different like organizations in the area,
Yeah.
and then just say, hey, we're doing this workshop, would you like to come in and speak to our girls?
Yeah.
So
How many members do you have?
currently we have three mentees and 3 mentors.
On that girls going though?
So
what is your group?
Our board, we're a team of 7.
7.
And where's the board come from?
The board comes from students that graduated from UMass Lowell,
Okay.
and then a couple students so we have one person that goes to Clark University. He's on the board, he goes to Wentworth. So just different people. Yeah.
Can I ask, what do you think is the most important distinction or advantage of your program versus some of the nationally known programs like you mentioned, Big Brother, Big Sister, YWCA, etc.? What makes it different? What makes it stand out?
I would say, like, off the top of my head, the 2 things is the being able to kind of mold the program to fit you, right? Everyone, I think, overcomes or has to face different obstacles. And that's something that we want to make sure that our program does. Is like, whether you are a girl who has a single parent at home, or whether you are just maybe struggling through anxiety, it's a program that kind of you can mold to be your own. Another thing is our mentorship, like the age difference. So our mentors are very close in age with our mentees, and sometimes I guess some people may think like that can be a negative thing, but I think it's such a positive thing because I remember when I was in Big Brother, Big Sister, my mentor, she was much older, and so it made it difficult sometimes to interact and to say the things that I really felt, or for her to kind of give me advice on certain things because she probably didn't go through it or had gone through it a long, long time ago.
Which Big Brother, Big Sister organization were you
I
part
did
of?
it in Worcester.
In Worcester.
Yeah.
Did you contact, I noticed you referenced that you contacted a group called PALS.
Yep.
But then you talked about the national organizations, like there's a Girls Inc., Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and a Boys and Girls Club in Lowell. Did you have any communication or contact with them?
Yep.
For research purposes?
Yep. So Boys and Girls Club, Girls Inc., and PALS I contacted.
Okay,
And
did you contact Big Brothers, Big Sisters?
Yeah, well, the one from Worcester.
Oh,
Which is
from
someone I
Worcester.
know
Oh,
from
okay.
Worcester, yeah.
Okay.
Do you have the mentors? Is there a training program?
Yep, so we have like a day training for them. So once they have gone through the application and interview process, once they sign off the sheets that they're interested in doing it for the year, they come through to an orientation, and that's when we go over kind of all the rules and then things like questions that they may have and whatever. So it's like a 5-hour.
Yeah.
Do you have the ability to do a query check? Do you do a query
I
check?
do. Currently, right now, as we're running it, we had gone through like the chancellor's office, and that was something that we really didn't need now. But I know like in future terms, if you wanted to do it like other places, it probably would. So we are covered. I and I guess I don't really know the exact thing, but because they're all students of this university, and we're having the workshops here on the university, we're not like going to their homes or to the schools. Corey checks are like, we don't have that right now, but
So all your mentors now are university students?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask, what are some lessons that you've learned from the pilot? I know one might be the drop down from 5 to 3,
Yeah.
so I'd like you to talk about that. But what other lessons have you learned that will help you make the program better as it goes forward?
yeah. So something I think I learned a lot about the program, and I think a lot about myself. So I previously was a plastics engineering major, and that's something I wanted to do for a very long time. I had a passion for STEM and engineering, and I think after like actually starting this nonprofit, I saw my passion divert a little bit, and I said to myself, you know, like this is kind of like this is more of my passion, right? And I feel like this is more my purpose, and this is what I want to do full term, which is why I switched my major. But I think not having enough time at the beginning. So I did have a board, but some of us have graduated. So not having like a big presence of having to do all these things in the beginning, I think was a problem in terms of outreach and making sure that this is such a brand new program. Like, how do you first get people and then retain people? And that was something that was hard with like trying to do my engineering work and trying to do this and then trying to do this as well. So I had to take a step back and say like, what do I really want to do? And that was something that I had to figure out. I think in terms of like the getting from 5 to 3, that was, and I think it just I would say our preparation in terms of like making sure that the girls knew how the program ran all the time. And it's different, it's new. But making sure like, hey, your bonding sessions can be whenever you want. It's not like a required time. That was kind of confusing to some people because most programs it's like, okay, after school, 2:30, meet in the caf or something like that. Whereas like this program is like, do it whenever you want. Here's the money. Fill out like log in and let us know that you did it. So there's a little bit more freedom there. So I guess trying to make sure that people are okay with that and get accustomed to the freedom instead of like having really, really structured activities set.
Is it one-to-one matching or is it more group matching?
1-to-1.
And how many active matches do you have right now?
3.
3?
Yeah.
And so that you had a larger membership before, you said, in your board members, but they graduated and left. Did anybody get retained? Are people
Yeah, so
staying?
they're on the board, but like to be on campus and do like the outreach and things like that became really
Okay.
difficult. Yeah.
So are the board members also mentors?
No,
Were they ever mentors?
no.
They weren't, okay, all right. So where do they get the expertise or experience to be able to set policies or plans for the organization?
So a lot of the positions that are filled on the board comes with either their major or something that they've done on campus or their passion. So one of the most important people on the board right now is the program chair. And she's in charge of all of the Saturday workshops, and coordinating those and planning those and reaching out to people and making sure that that happens. She was really, really involved on campus. So she works with student activities a lot. She was in charge of like Foxhall and all the activities that happen there. She was the president of ACE, which is the club on campus that puts on all the events. So she's a person that plans and organizes things. So that, I think, just everybody had something that they were doing aside from their schoolwork that kind of made me think like, okay, this would be a person that would be good for this.
Are you a club on campus? Are you a club?
No, we're not a club.
You don't have club status?
No.
Are you on a separate nonprofit?
Yeah, so right now we're in the like last stretch of getting our nonprofit status. So we are not a club because we don't want to remain a club. The idea of Get Girls Going is to create a nonprofit that can have different chapters and models everywhere. So currently in September of 2017, we're gonna be opening up a chapter in New York. So that's just something that we want to do. So we don't want to be limited kind of.
And
to clubs.
do you have a mentor? Is there a mentor that the university has provided to you to mentor the group?
Right now I work with Desiree and the Vice Chancellor, Brenda.
Okay, thank you guys very
You
much.
guys just, funding, have you guys looked at private foundations or public grants or any other source of funding?
Yeah, so we look at funding a lot because it's something that we need to run our program. But it's been kind of difficult in terms of like applying for things and not having nonprofit status. So a lot of the grants and a lot of the funding that we've had has been like local grants. So we got like a grant from like E4All. We got a grant from Difference Makers before. We got a grant from the Chancellor. So that's kind of what's been sustaining us, like local grants. In terms of like those private grants, we're like looking at those and long term, like seeing when we can apply for those once we get all of our paperwork in.
Have you done any fundraising?
So we're having a fundraiser on May 6th of this year. So if you guys are interested in coming, it's
And
going
what
to be
is it?
Maloney Hall. It's going to be the annual gala. So that's when all the girls graduate and get to share a little bit about their stories. So
Okay.
Great job.
thank you.
Thank you. Nice job.